Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing good. Let's talk about the lab this week first. So labs are obviously important anytime we have them. You get 11 points or what the assignments are worth. This week especially, I want to make sure that you're here and make sure that you're here on time too, because lab 5 is what we're doing, photosynthesis. It's a really short lab, so since we've got a little bit of extra time, what I'm going to do at the beginning of lab is we're going to go over a review for the lab midterm, which is next week, all right? Some of those earlier labs, it's been like over a month since we've done lab 1 and lab 2. And if you were in group B, you didn't even get to do the microscope lab. So you still have questions on the lab test from those. What I'm going to do is the first half of class, or maybe not even the first half, but the first little bit, I'm going to do a quick review to remind you of the things that we did in each of our previous labs. I'm going to give you an idea of how the test is set up, kind of like the format, how the questions are going to be worded. And then I'm going to let you know the information that you need to be focusing on for the test, all right? So even though we've got a lab, that's 11 points. That's important enough. But that review, I think if you're here, that's going to be really helpful. It's going to let you know how to prepare for the lab test. Just a reminder, that lab test is a 100-point exam, so that's a big deal. And it should be usually every semester, the lab, the lab exams are a really good chance to do really well. So be here for the review. That'll be really, really beneficial, okay? Other than that, I didn't give you a ton, like as far as like a really big long lecture to do. You do have one chapter, but it's a short one. That's because I wanted to give you enough free time to make sure that you are studying for the lab test, all right? So we've got the lab. Group A is on Monday, Group B is on Wednesday. We've got that. The only other thing you have to do is I want you to watch the Chapter 6 lecture videos. So that whole thing, lecture days, like in a traditional class, are usually 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think this whole chapter is like an hour and a half or an hour 45. So watch those lecture videos, take notes, print the handout, send me any questions you have. And then you've got a review quiz that's going to be Sunday the 11th. So just a 5-question review quiz. But other than that, like all the other time that you have that you set aside for this class, go ahead and start studying for the lab midterm, because that's a 100-point test that's next week. Like I said earlier, should be a really good chance to get a solid grade in. And then after we go through that review on lab day, you'll have a little bit of better idea how you can study and how you can prepare. All right? So that's it this week. If you have any questions on anything, let me know, and I'll be glad to help.